Hello there, my lovelies, and to my lovelies on Instagram, hello to you too. Hi, I'm Donna Hoffman. They call me the Interior Design Advocate, and that is because I am the coaches with the mostest babes. I am here to help you eliminate design paralysis, eliminate struggling with decorating and design in your home, eliminate the disappointing room, eliminate the how in the hell do I move forward with this project? Or gee, I want to just torch the place because I hate the way my living room looks, or I don't know how to make my bedroom look the way I want it to look. Oh, I said a swear word. I don't know if you're allowed to do that on Insta or on Facebook, but we did it. Hopefully I won't get thrown in jail. And if I do, I hope you'll come visit me. Bring chocolate. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, we've got some good stuff planned for you. We took a vote last time. We asked you what you wanted us to talk about, and the big overwhelming vote was mindset hacks to help create a beautiful room, a beautiful home, actually, a great home. Mindset hacks to help create an amazing home, a great home, whatever your definition of gorgeous, great home might be. You might be California casual, you might be rustic, you might be traditional, you might be transitional, you might be modern, you might be a little boho. The style doesn't matter. These mindset hacks, just like all of the design strategy I teach inside my courses, my strategies go across all styles. That's the beauty of what we're doing here at the Interior Design Advocate and the movement we're starting for design lovers. So what are some mindset hacks that you can embrace immediately to start to turn your ship around, start to turn yourself around so that you can start getting those results that you really would love to see at your home? And I'm seeing waves and hellos from people, and that's all great to see. Alrighty, so here are some things I'd like you to consider to stop doing so that we can start getting you into some mindset hacks that will help you moving in the right direction. So the first mindset hack I want you to embrace is that, girlfriend, it is time to stop the compare and despair. Compare and despair doesn't get you anywhere. And you know what I'm talking about, right? That's when you are spending time scrolling through Insta feeds or looking at people's Facebook pages when they're saying, oh, look at my new blah, blah. Got to stop that. Watching HGTV and comparing your results. You're beginning to somebody else's ending, right? Can't do that in decorating and design, because when you do that, you start to feel so overwhelmed, and it feels like the mountain that you have to climb is so big that you'll never get there. So instead of doing the compare and despair, which you know only makes you feel bad, and there's nothing we can create in our lives, in any part of our life, to include interior design, when we're feeling bad about ourselves or when we're feeling kind of flat or negative. Can't let yourself go there. You've got to start doing some mindset work. So decide right off the bat, no more compare and despair. And instead, I'd like you to think about starting where you are. And to start where you are, you always start with gratitude. Yeah, even for design. Yes, you do. You start with gratitude for the home that you do live in, the square footage you do have, the protection and shelter that you do have. Walk into that room that's driving you a little loopy right now and think about what is working in that room. What are your favorite things in that room? And be grateful for that. What's that expression? That which we appreciates? Well, you can start to apply that a little bit to restarting your engine when it comes to the right mindset to start to move your home into that next step, that next beautiful phase that you want to bring it to, whether it's one room or a whole home. So we've talked about, we want you to stop the compare and despair and start it. And I want you to think about starting where you are and starting to cultivate that attitude of gratitude. Well, what are some other mindset hacks? What do I want you to stop doing? Well, I'd like you to give up this all or nothing mentality, right? If I can't redo the entire kitchen, what's the point? If I can't redo my entire master bedroom, what's the point? That's like saying that unless all my nails are completely grown back in and they all broke during the break and during all of my photo shoots, unless I have 10 perfect nails, I can't wear any of my rings. Now, what is that? It's an all or nothing attitude. Unless I lose 20 pounds, I can't go out and buy new pants that I need to buy. What's that? Are you going to walk around naked? No. Gotta stop the all or nothing mentality, and instead you embrace where you are now and say, okay, what's the next best thing that I can do? What's the next best action that I can take? Because when you look at any room where you're feeling a little overwhelmed and ask yourself, okay, what's the next best action I can take? What you don't know is that small but wise, and I mean strategically wise, changes in a room make huge differences. One of my design mentors taught this to me when I was a very young designer, and she said, Donna, what you don't know yet is that one new lamp in a room, one new, table setting on your dining table, one new, I don't know, two new accent pillows in a room really will change the dynamic and the vibration of a room. And it will. I know that sounds airy-fairy, but it's true. One new element can have tremendous repercussions, reverberations in a room. Just replacing the light fixture over the kitchen dining table hugely changes the energy in the room, the feeling of the room, lifts your spirits, and starts to get you ready to do that next thing. So what is the next best thing, that next best change that you can make? Again, it's not about all or nothing. It's about breaking it down, starting where you are, starting to cultivate that right mindset to embrace the idea and the truth that one new element in a room can reverberate tremendously in making a change and making a room feel more beautiful, not just look more beautiful. And that change may be rearranging your existing furniture. That's something we teach in 2 of our courses, both Decorating Genius as well as Design CPR. That's how important your furniture layout is to tremendously impact the feeling and the beauty in a room. So this doesn't necessarily have to mean spending more money. It can mean working wisely with what you already have. But back to those mindset hacks, we're going to give up compare and despair. We're also going to give up this idea that it's all or nothing. And we're going to embrace the mindset that one strategic, wise change can bring wonderful benefit. And also to know that strategy is an important part. And we're going to talk about that in a second as well. So what else do I want you to know? Okay, also, this is a big one. This is a mindset hack. First, I want you to give up the poor mindset that you are missing the it factor, right? That I just wasn't born with the it factor in design and decorating. Just because I haven't been getting the results that I love, my results are okay, but I want great, or my results are, but I want amazing. I must not have the it factor. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You are, like all of my students, way more smart, way more talented, way more capable than you even realize that you are. So the first thing I want you to do for a mindset hack, I want you to borrow from some other success area in your life. I just want you to think about just building up your own confidence, not even your design confidence yet, your confidence. Maybe you had 3 job offers when you came out of college, and oh my gosh, who has 3 job offers, but you did. Think about that and take that inside. That's who you are. Or maybe you had a scholarship offer for college or grad school. Go back and revisit that. Yeah, that spoke to your intelligence and your excellence. Or maybe you just got some award at work for something great that you did. Okay, that speaks to your intelligence and your excellence. I want you to start to build yourself up a little bit, knowing that you are as much of a package as you need to be successful in decorating and design. Okay, so I want you to puff yourself up as a design diva a little bit personally. And then I want you to know that all the Pinterest pinning and all the house surfing, that is going to clutter your brain and make you a stressed out, confused woman. That is not design strategy. Pinning pin boards, surfing house, reading design blogs, that is a combination of entertainment and information gathering, an attempt at gathering information. It's like infotainment, information and entertainment mushed into one. It's a good time suck. It's a good time waster. It's a fun activity. It's entertaining, but it's not strategy. So if you are missing results in your home, it's not that you're not talented. It's not that you're not brilliant and smart. I see this time and time again with the students who take my courses, women of all ages, all budgets, women working across all design styles, doing amazing things because they start using design strategy. And that's what I teach in my courses. And that's what we're teaching also at our Design Diva conference. I can tell you more about that later. So mindset hack, I want you to stop putting yourself down. I want you to stop deciding you're missing an it factor. It's not about it factor. It's about taking your gorgeous brain and aligning it with a comprehensive design strategy to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in your home. And then something else I want you to start to embrace as a mindset hack, I want you to know that success begets success. You do one good thing in your home, in a room, and that it starts to snowball. It leads to something else, which leads to something else. Just like in your life, you start to gather and ramp up with some great speed. You can do that in design and decorating as well. Mindset is so important. One of the things we were taught in design school is that one of the #1 things clients are going to require of you is confidence. You have to be very confident in what you're doing, confident in what you are suggesting to a client, because if your knees are knocking, no how, no way a client's going to trust you, and no how, no way will a client feel confident in going with your suggestions, because they'll be able to kind of sense that discomfort on your part. Confidence in design is everything. So anything that you're doing that's chipping away at your confidence is only going to slow down your success, impede your success, block your success. So that's why we're talking about these mindset hacks. What to do with your thinking to try to turn around your design results. And also I want you to know that having a little bit of faith in yourself in life, right? And that's probably a bigger question. If you are indecisive in life, you're going to be indecisive in design, which goes back to getting your hands on design strategy. The more strategy you have and understand, the easier decision-making becomes. And it's not about spending more, it's about spending wisely, spending time wisely, spending your own resources, what you already own wisely, whether it's a facelift, reusing what you have, or whether it is doing a little bit of investment in what you have coming. And then the last mindset hack I'd love to encourage you to think about is be willing to ask for help. If you feel that you really want to bring in help, you've got a couple of options. If doing DIY, do it yourself, is not what you want, because it's not working entirely for you, it's okay to say, okay, can I bring in a designer? Can I bring in a design professional, even for a limited scope? There's nothing wrong with you if you want to ask for help. Or if you don't want to go to the extreme of hiring a designer, but you don't want to hang out all by yourself, struggling on your own island, you don't have to, which is what we're doing here at the Interior Design Advocate with the courses that we teach and with the amazing conference that we're doing live in Philadelphia in September on the 28th and the 29th, the Design Diva Conference. It's okay to ask for help. What we like to say is, why DIY when you can DWO, design with others. So it's okay to reach out and say, hey, you know what? This one's a little beyond me. I need some help. Get your hands on some strategy. Get yourself into a great community. And before you know it, you are moving forward and surprising yourself with the beautiful results and changes that you're making in your home. Okay? So I encourage you, if you'd like to plug in a question about a design project, feel free. I'm happy to take your questions live. Hope you enjoyed that little mindset hack lesson, a little bit different when teaching design, but also very important, something I like to teach, particularly when I'm talking to frustrated design lovers, which I know some of you are. Okay, so I'm being told by Katie with our very upscale technical thing, questions, scroll down for questions, getting lots and lots of hellos. So hello again to everybody. Lori is saying, I'm definitely guilty of the all or nothing attitude. I just can't seem to pull the trigger on starting when I can't do it all at once. Lori, that is so common. Give me some waves and some thumbs up on Instagram if you can relate to what Lori's saying, that you might fall into that all or nothing category, or give me a thumbs up on Facebook. It's very common. People want it all. I get it. What Lori said, continues to say, I needed to hear this. Question, if I can only do painting and light fixtures or flooring right now, what would you do first? Oh, Lori, that's such a good question. Okay, I'm going to repeat that question. Lori wants to know if I have to get rid of that all or nothing attitude and I can only do light fixtures and painting or flooring right now. Was it light fixtures and painting? I can only do painting and light fixtures or flooring. What would I do right now? Paint is going to be a huge big bang for the buck for you, Lori. It's going to refresh a room massively. So I would, for budget purposes, I would look at that paint option right off the bat. Flooring is a wonderful thing to do, Lori, because it's the bones of the room, but it gets pricey. And I will tell you that unless the current flooring is truly problematic, I would say do your painting and your light fixtures, because those light fixtures are jewelry in a room. It cracks me up after we spend months and months designing a phenomenal kitchen with our clients. Then everything's done. People walk in, they see the kitchen, and they look past the X tens of thousands of dollars in cabinetry, and they go, oh, I love those light fixtures. I love your lighting. I love your island lighting. Light fixtures really make a big difference. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you, Lori, and everybody else listening. If you're going to do something like Lori's saying, I know eventually I'm going to do the flooring, but not yet. How do you make your decisions, especially if you know you're going to massively change that flooring? This one's going to be tough for you, Lori, if you're a sensitive in design. I've done it myself. It's not easy to do, but be willing to live with cognitive dissonance, design dissonance. Be willing to say, okay, I see in my mind's eye where this space is going to go entirely once I've changed my paints, my light fixture, and also my flooring. But right now the flooring's not going to move. But I'm going to make my decisions now as if the flooring is changing, and I've got a plan. That flooring is going to change in a year or 18 months or whatever your plan is. So you're making decisions today based upon what's coming tomorrow. Here's why that's going to be hard. I did this with a giant, cool abstract painting that I was able to get at an auction. Wasn't time to rip down some wallpaper and repaint our living room, but I knew that this is where this abstract belonged. And in my mind's eye, I saw it. It did not look great on that wallpaper. And my kids said, Mom, you're a designer. What'd you do? That looks weird on that wallpaper. I said, I know. But one day the color of that wall is going to be X. When Dad and I are ready to paint that room, have that room painted, and that painting is going to be phenomenal once we paint that room. And that's ultimately what happened. But for about 7 months or 8 months or 9 months, I walked by that room. I just forced myself to look past what was there. I knew it was bothering my family. It didn't bother me because, Lori, I knew where we were going. So as you work out of the all or nothing into just get yourself moving, be willing to possibly live with a little bit of dissonance in that space, knowing it will go away when you get that next phase done. Okay, great question. Samia says, I have a brown curtain and light brown wall paint. What do you suggest to me about sofa color? Oh, Samia, that's such a good question, but I need to see pictures of what you're talking about. I don't know about your design fingerprint. I don't know what's happening in adjoining spaces. So I should warn everybody, send me questions, but if it's so specific to your specific space, can't answer you, because actually design is a little more detailed and intricate than what can be done with a question like that, because I would do you a terrible disservice, Samia, to answer you. Brown curtains and light brown wall paint. What do you suggest for sofa color? You could do like a gajillion different sofa colors. So again, I need to know more, see more of your space. Margaret Mattingly is telling me I'm becoming your therapist. And it's free, Margaret. How cool is that? I love it. Dina is saying, how do you deal with hanging artwork above tall bead and batten? I go tall. I go tall above it. So that does mean that you have to, and I sit fairly close, Dina, to the top of that bead and batten. I'm not floating, 6, 8 inches up, depending upon the size of the piece, of course, right? Always want to make sure it's in a good eye line. People tend to hang artwork too high. So, but in my own kitchen, I have a tall bead and batten, and I just really pretty much hug close to I've been on vacation for a week and I can't think of the name, the cap. I hug fairly close to the cap of that bead and batten. Okay, hopefully that helps you. Studebae is telling me I'm the best. Studebae, you're the best. Thank you very much. Val is saying, I don't like my textured walls and want to change that. So it stops me from starting until I can get them changed. Val, I get it. I read you, sister. But again, it's that all or nothing thing that keeps you living in a room that you're not loving. So get in your thinking, Val. Where do you want to go? Once you get rid of the texture on those walls, what is that wall color going to become? What neutral something, or I don't know, color. I have no idea what you want to do. Start moving. Start making some change that will make you feel more peace, more ease in your home. One of the workshops that we're doing, at our conference is called When Bad Design Happens to Good People. And we're going to be starting out looking at how much your home environment affects you. It's unbelievable. And some of the great sages and brains of the current times, as well as centuries ago, have talked about that, how sensitive we really are to our surroundings. So Val, I want to see you do something rather than take that all or nothing attitude if you can, because that slow drip, drip, drip every day, living in a home where the rooms are bugging you, that just starts to wear on you, and you don't have to live that way. And Val, if you need help, with strategy, you can always find that with us. But if you know what to do next, I say do it. Just go for it. Small changes bring great rewards. Dina is saying, do you suggest sticking with neutral couches and chairs? I'm tossed, maybe torn, between that and going with a navy couch and pattern colorful chairs, but I fear not being able to switch up the look of the room every once in a while. So Dina, here's the story. Yeah, navy sofas are gorgeous. Pattern chairs could be great if that's your design fingerprint, really striking. Here's the thing. Very, 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 very hard to change that when you say, you know what, wish I hadn't done that, or gee, things are changing in our home, or gee, we're moving, or gee, we're adding X, Y, or Z. I want to morph something. Big, bold patterned chairs, that's a tough thing to change until you reupholster, cha-ching, or replace, cha-ching. So here's what I would say to you, Dina. If you have deep pockets, if you're somebody who says, you know what, I want it, and if I want to get rid of it in 5 years because I've outgrown it, I got tired of it, so be it. I would say that a solid sofa is going to be easier to play with, depending upon what else you have elsewhere in your home. A lighter colored sofa, doesn't have to be cream, doesn't have to be white, but something on the lighter order might be easier for you than a really dark sofa. And pattern chairs, I love them, but that pattern will absolutely dictate so much of what you can do moving forward. If you want to add an area rug, suddenly you're bowing to these chairs. In fact, one of my students, we have private Facebook groups in all our courses, and one of my amazing Design Diva students is going nuts right now with patterned chairs that she owns, totally driving her crazy and limiting her terribly in terms of what kind of area rugs that she can do. All right, Katie's telling me 2 final questions. Insta, you're not asking questions, so it's not that I don't love you. I just don't see questions coming in, so I'm going to talk to address the questions here on Facebook. Bunny is saying, what style and color chairs would you use with a light gray Chesterfield sofa? Bunny, there are about 5 billion colors that you could use with a light gray Chesterfield sofa. I'd like to see everything else in the room. I'd like to see what's in the adjoining rooms. We're actually doing a workshop at the Design Diva conference on how to mix different furniture and furniture styles, and it's a very visual presentation. So that's why, Bunny, I'd need to see pictures from you to be able to advise you. So there you go. Linda is saying, I'm building a new house. Yay, Linda, congrats. And just bought a light gray sofa and love seat and a navy blue recliner, but I'm not sure on what color of rug or curtain I should buy. Also, what color theme should I do for the rest of the house? Do you stay with the gray theme throughout, or can I do a red or green in the bedrooms? So Linda, generally speaking, first floor of a home, I always think it's smart, wise, and strategic to have a single color palette that rolls through that first floor, so all the adjoining spaces have a continuity, and your square footage will go really open up, as opposed to one color palette here, another color palette there, another color palette there, then square footage starts to shrink down, right? Because the eye is always looking for changes. And when you don't give the eye a break, it just keeps going. So spaces start to feel bigger. Certainly in bedrooms, you can break into your own thing, a different color palette, or for sure. Or if you have a contained space on the first floor, like I don't know, if you have a master bedroom on the first floor that you think you want to do something slightly different with. Although we tend to find that people generally, you're attracted to a color palette that's generally what you want to be surrounded with. In terms of your more specific question about, what to do with your rug and your curtain, I would find the rug first, and then you can back your curtain out of that, okay? So it's a slightly more complicated answer, but you can take a rug that has a secondary or tertiary color in it and make that the navy of your sofa, or your blue recliner, I should say. And that's how you start to take a rug and make some of its accent colors appear in your room, even though you already have those pieces in your room. In your case, Linda, you're kind of working the equation backwards. Usually, it's easiest to start with the rug and then you do your furniture. Much easier. So you're kind of backing into your parking space, so you can do it that way. Hopefully that helps you. And again, with pictures, it would be a lot easier. Okie dokie. So Bunny, you're saying you don't know how to send me pictures. Bunny, you actually can't send me pictures here in our public Facebook group. I just don't have the bandwidth to look at your pictures. But if you're one of our students, you can submit your pictures to our private Facebook group, where the whole community and my team, we are definitely looking at people's projects. And some of my students are even in a small VIP group where we meet once a month online, and I'm actually drawing on people's pictures too. So there's other ways to be able to get to me. Okay. So I do want to let you know that we do have this amazing conference coming up. It is the Design Diva Conference, and here it is. It's happening in September on the 28th and the 29th. It's happening in Philadelphia. It's a day and a half design immersion with a lot of takeaway. You will be doing masterminding on your own home, on a room that's bothering you, or a project that you're working through, or that you just want some extra support on. The entire day and a half, where we're feeding you gorgeously throughout the day and teaching you amazingly. It's always wrapping back to, what's the application in your home? How do you make this work in your home? Topics are going to range from when bad design happens, to good people, to a blow your mind color workshop that will have you never look at color the same way. We're doing an advanced workshop on rhythms and harmony in rooms. We're doing a workshop on the big mess ups people are making in space planning. There's a workshop for just about every element you can hope for in your home. If you would like more information and to see the workshop schedule for that day and a half conference, I did post a link, so you can go to that, use that link, or just go to the interiordesignadvocate.com and go to our events page, and you can see exactly what is there, okay, and what we're offering. And I do want to let you know that the conference price is $1,295, $1,295, but right now, for one more week, we have very special pricing at $699. So I do not think you want to miss this. It is amazing, an amazing opportunity for a day and a half conference. Okay, lovely. So listen, next time we're going to be talking about the design perils of downsizing, because there are perils, and if you know what you're doing, you will avoid all those pitfalls and perils. And I think you'll also enjoy that little lesson and talk. If you're designing in a smaller space, I think there'll be some of that going in as well. And definitely, please follow us on Instagram if you're not already doing that, at decorating.genius. That's at decorating.genius to follow us. And you can also find us on all these social channels. You can find us on YouTube if you missed any portion of this Facebook Live or any of our lives, or you want to see some of the other cool stuff we're doing on video, you can find it there as well. Next week, we will see you here, 4 p.m. every single Tuesday, where we do a different topic. Next week, 4 p.m. Eastern, we're diving into the perils of downsizing. Okay, guys, big hug to you, and I'll see you hopefully next week, and also live in Philadelphia for the Design Diva Conference. Bye, guys.